Good morning, YouTube. How about that? That's funny. I'm trying to lean against the car, get a good shot here. Don't have a cameraman this morning. Cooper's Automotive. We've got a car that it came in probably about 3 weeks ago, and it was a crank no start. I got it in, I scan tested it, had a code for an Egr valve. Ran the car, and I couldn't get the problem to repeat. So it came back yesterday, and he had the problem. Pulled it in, crank, wouldn't start. All of a sudden it started. Scan tested it out again, and I saw a coolant temperature sensor code in it. But it's been here early this morning. It's been running for quite some time now, trying to see what's going on, looking at the coolant temperature sensor. And this is what I see right now. Let's get a close-up of this, pull this camera forward. And get really close. Coolant temperature sensor, the first pit up there, is reading 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's where I'm heading first. I'm going to move the camera out underneath the hood. Well, actually I'm not. I'm going to go out to the coolant temp sensor. Get my thinking together, it's so early. Anyway, I'm going to turn the car off and I'm going to bypass the coolant temperature sensor. I'm going to open circuit it first with the key on and see what it reads. And close circuit and make sure my computer can actually see this thing. So let's do that first. Alright, key is on, engine's off. Let's bring that pin back up. Okay, I'm reading 68 degrees. I'm sorry it's so dark right now. Bring this in a little bit more. Tune my camera down. There's my scanner. Alright, so I'm going to go unplug it. Reading 71 degrees now, and I know this car is probably about 190. Okay, we've unplugged the temperature sensor. And when you unplug and you go open circuit on a coolant temp sensor, trying again to get a shot of this. And we're seeing minus 40 degrees on that. Now, I want to go back and I want to jump it, see if I go to the high side. Get a little jumper wire. Let's see if I've got it now. Okay. I've jumped that coolant temperature sensor because I just want to see if the computer can see. And now we're up at 419 degrees. I didn't know they could go that high. So, that being said, let's come out here to the vehicle's front, show you where that temperature sensor is at. Alrighty, sorry, a lot of movement, but when you're by yourself, you do what you can. Alright, right here, I've got two small pins plugged into it and got it bypassed. The sensor sits right down inside of this coolant housing right here. So this is what we know for sure. We know, get my glasses on straight, we know for a fact that we got a coolant temperature sensor that's bad, and I'm only going to order one from Honda. I only use OE parts on a lot of things, especially this kind of stuff. I'm going to put that in, restart the vehicle. We do have an Egr code still in the system. I want to diagnose that, but our no start, what I'm seeing, high voltage but low temperature, so it's added too much fuel, flood this thing out, and it's just not going to start. Got to order the part, got to talk to the customer, obviously, verify that they're going to let me go ahead with it. Reading a lot of things on these vehicles, you know, they talk about the EFI main relays going bad. These cars, I haven't seen it on the newer ones. This is a 2002 Honda Civic, by the way. I didn't say that. So an 2002 Honda Civic EX 1.7 VTEC. It came back from another shop since I've seen it, and I talked to the customer, and a shop put a timing belt on this car for a no start, and I don't get that. That's so anyway, he wasted his money, you know. So like I said, we'll pick back up once I get in and show you. I'm going to put the sensor in, show you my values. I've even got a temperature gauge that is just bottomed out also. And anyway, we'll be back with some more info. Alright, we're back on our Honda Civic here. I'll show you these codes that I got right here. This one is P0117 is what I open circuited during the check, so we're ignoring that. It had the high circuit voltage P0118, which was our bad coolant temperature sensor, and then we had an EGR insufficient flow detection code that we're also checking. So that's codes that we had. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is going to change this coolant temperature sensor. It's located right here. Tab on it and unplug it right there. That's your coolant temperature sensor right there. It's a, I think it's a 17 millimeter. I did say I was going to get an OE part for this. Duralast. AutoZone's trying to tell me these are OE. We'll find out. So let's get this sensor out. We do this quickly, we won't lose a lot of antifreeze, so. And in fact, we're not going to lose any. We're going to have to top this sucker off. Alright, our coolant temperature sensor's in. Let's plug it back in and let's run a test on this EGR valve. Let's start the car, show you how we do that. Alright, back out here. EGR valve also sets in this area. There's a plug to it. Terminal number 4 and 6 is what we're looking at. We got ground. We have some voltage on that one, and we do have about 7 volts. Now, we want to see if our EGR works. So we're going to activate it by grounding pin 4, putting power on pin 6. Go to check my wiring here real quick. My ground probe, this is a power probe 4, right there. When you power up this other side, you should hear the engine just about stall. There you are. So, the EGR valve is working, and we're getting some flow. How much flow? Hard to tell. There may be carbon underneath this, so we're going to pull that EGR valve off. So next is that. Shut the car off. Get this valve out of here. Down underneath each side of this EGR valve are some 12 millimeter nuts.
Oh, nuts.
Like me, we're going nuts today. Busy, 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 busy. Bring my light back down here. There's one in the front, there's one in the rear. I'm probably going to get a magnet down on top of this thing so that I do not lose these nuts on this thing. So, I don't want to drop them. Now if you had bilateral communication, the ability to well, there it goes, I dropped it. Took a chance, we'll find it. Make sure at least get that one. 12 millimeter. EGR, just 2. When you take it off from here, you can see better the 2 studs are sitting right there. You're going to look down inside of it and you're going to look for carbon buildup around that thing. There's a little bit, but nothing that I would consider significant. I don't see any major buildup. I am going to shoot some carb cleaner down through it just to clean it up some. Let's find out what can has got some cleaner in it. Kind of rushing here today, trying to get through it all. I need to scrape that gasket area down a little bit. I'm just going to take a regular screwdriver, pry bar, slash scraper, slash whatever, slash screwdriver, and just cut a little bit of this gasket area, just get this thing clean enough to get the crud out from underneath it. Not that bad, it would probably seal anyway, but alright, let me see if I see that nut that fell through there. I do not. Okay, so anyway, carbon cleaning there, probably clean the throttle body on this, but the EGR valve could be sticking at times. So I talked to the customer and we have opted to replace the EGR valve with a NAPA part number 2-26415. So that's what we're putting on it. Here it is. View of this thing. There's your EGR flow port and a new gasket. So let's set our gasket down on our stud. Line up your EGR valve again. Two studs on there. There we are. Now the fun part, getting this down inside there without dropping them. Here's a little something that I'll do sometimes. I'll just take the magnet and stick it to the extension and magnetize the thing enough to hold it in place. And once you get it down in on top of the stud, start it and tighten it. This new little ratchet, let's see what this thing is. This is a gear wrench. It has a little easy thing for bits on one end, 1/4 inch swivel on this end, and it locks the extensions in. I like them when it locks the tool to the ratchet so it's not falling off on you. Alright, like I said, I am going to find a nut for that back when people don't worry about it. Just for the sake of time right now. Me and Honey, I want to start it up and show you what the coolant temperature sensor readings are. Let's flip the key on, re-enter our data stream. Right. Pull up our PID for our coolant temperature sensor. And it is reading 114.8 degrees. You can get him a shot of that, man. I'm going to check the coolant level on it right now. See what we got there. I am going to move this old EGR out of the way. And let's pop this radiator cap, see what we got going on here. Yeah, just a tiny bit. I'm going to top off with some distilled water on this. We just need a little bit. This is actually RO water. It wasn't even low enough to even deal with. But need to check the coolant anyway. Now let's start the car up and let's see what that O2 sensor readings look like. Running a little cart cleaner down through the EGR valve. When that clears out, it'll go away. Now we're watching. You want to see that coolant temperature sensor increase. Before we had 77 degrees. The engine was 190 degrees. She's starting to come up now. I'm also noticing that my EGR reading here, as far as let me think of it how to describe this. Position of the EGR valve is a lot lower than what I had originally. I had 0.12 before, now I'm 0.04. It's still running a little bit rough from that cleaner in it. I want to rev it up a little bit. You can see our temperature is increasing. And we have a fix on a 2002 Honda Civic EX 1.7 VTEC. Hot, no start, coolant temperature sensor code, and actually I believe what was going on here was it was making it too leaning it out. You let it sit a little bit and then she would start back up. The only way an EGR valve would cause a no start if it was stuck open, it was not. Down the road it possibly could have done something like that. But we covered two things there. So could you have just cleaned this EGR ports on this thing and chanced it, run it down the road and see what happened? You could have done that. But you didn't want to take the chance of breaking down or having an issue or check engine light on again. I'm going to drive it. I'm going to make sure that my monitors all pass on my mode 6, and we should be good. If I see anything else or anything else comes back up, we will pick up the video from there and continue on with it. Hey guys, I had to revamp because you guys are smart out there on that Honda Civic 2002 with a statement that I made. The high voltage, low temperature would not cause a lean. I was right in the beginning. Sometimes I get thinking so fast and got so much going on. It was actually causing an extremely rich condition. Alright, so that's what was going on. My coolant temperature sensor was reading way too low, which we showed earlier of 77 degrees, and it was flooding the car out. So I wanted to just tag that into the video. I did test drive the vehicle. I did find the nut that I dropped twice and put it back on for the EGR valve, and all the monitors have passed, and that fixed the car. So if you guys run across the vehicle that has a hard restart after hot, take a close look at your coolant temperature sensor. So once again, thanks for watching. I hope you picked up something, learned something here, and subscribe to our channel. Find us on Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, all the happy stuff there. Things are doing good. I appreciate all your support. See you soon.